good to see you.
Thank you for being
Nice to meet you. Thanks for being here. That is a hero's welcome.
Yes.
From Heroes.
I got some friends out there. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And thank you for everything that you do for our military and their
Yeah.
families. Thank
You too, Kelly.
you. Now, your book is getting a lot of buzz. Tell us about it. How did it come about?
You know, over the years, I've traveled to so many places and met extraordinary people and been inspired by so many people. I had thousands of pictures, and then I thought I would document that in some way. And then I started thinking, well, you know, how did I get to this service life? And what were the steps along the way that kind of led that? So I thought, you know, I was encouraged by my agents and everything to kind of document it and put it down on paper. And so I started working on it, and it took about 14 months, and here we are. And the book came out last week.
Yeah,
It's
so wonderful.
awesome.
And in the book, you talk about your childhood and how you were kind of a little bit of a misfit, right?
Well, yeah, I did decide to go way back and kind of document a lot of stuff. So I went into my family history, a lot of veterans in my family. I was born on the south side of Chicago, started playing music there when I was in 4th grade, and then, you know, but academically, I was always struggling. I struggled all the way through high school and everything. Then I stumbled into acting.
I love how you stumbled into acting, by the way. You have to tell this a little bit.
Well, it's funny. Music was always, I got my first guitar in 4th grade, so I started playing music, and I thought I was going to be either a rocker or a baseball player. And then I would stand in this hallway with my rock band folks when I was a sophomore in high school, and the teacher just kind of blew down the hallway, and she turned around, she looked at me, and she said, I'm directing West Side Story. It's about 2 gangs, and you guys look perfect for the gang members, so come and audition for the show. And then she blew off down the hall and left. And I thought about that for a second, and so I went to the audition after school. I saw all the pretty girls walking in the audition, so I walked in.
You got in line, yeah.
I got in line. I followed them right in there. They gave me the script. You know, I didn't know what I was doing or anything, but I started stumbling through it. I was getting some laughs. She put me in the show, and that turned my whole life in another direction. All of a sudden,
It's crazy. It's crazy. Not a compliment. You'd be a great gang member. Not a great compliment, but it ended up catapulting you into what you are now.
Yeah, well, it was you know what? It was a small part.
Were you a shark?
I was a shark.
Cool.
Small part, couple of lines. But when people ask me a lot about, like, what's the most important things you've done, and, you know, you've done Forrest Gump, you've done all these movies and different things like that, I always point to that first moment where I had a couple of lines.
That was that pivotal moment in your life.
It changed the whole direction of my life. I ended up going into that. I started a theater company after that. And my high school teacher is 89 years old. She lives here in Nashville, and I'm gonna see her later.
That's
Really?
so great.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's so cool. Let's talk about that theater company for a second, because it wasn't just like you were like a 30-year-old accomplished actor. You were, what are you, 19 when you started Steppenwolf?
I was 18 years old. I just loved doing plays, and that's all we did in high school, so I wanted to continue doing that. So we found a little space, got some high school kids together.
Awesome.
You do not look like a gang member in that picture.
And we started
Incognito.
this.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's our company there. You see John Malkovich up there at the top.
Gosh.
And Laurie Metcalf down in the bottom right, and a lot of Joan Allen on the left.
That has to be so cool to have all grown together and been like, John, remember we were in that, I mean, you guys were in Mice and Men together. I mean, you guys were in you grew together, and you started in Chicago at Steppenwolf.
Yeah, we were all kids. We just formed this core little company. We started working in a basement of a Catholic school that had been closed down, and I asked the priest if he would let us use the basement to put on plays, and he said okay. And now I was just at Steppenwolf the other night. It's 45 years old. We own 4 buildings, and we're about to build another building. It's really
wonderful.
awesome, man.
That's
It's
so
really
wonderful.
something.